Messenger Studios, and I've got a special guest. It is Lieutenant Colonel Manushka Angoy. She is the executive officer to the deputy, to the deputy, and to the garrison commander. And usually we have Mr. Bradford on the show, but you are a great fill-in for him. You do look better than he does on camera. I'm just going to tell you that right now. But welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So happy to be here.
Well, I'm glad you're here too. So I know this is your first experience on a podcast.
Yes, very first.
You're not nervous, are you?
I am.
Okay, well, that's all right. We'll get past that in just a minute because I know you have a lot of information. So usually I do this every third Thursday of the month, and I have Mr. Bradford come on. And I'm sure you're getting to know him very well in this position, right? It's a lot of moving parts being at Fort Knox. And I know as of late with all the weather, every municipality has a problem trying to deal with its weather and everything else and making sure water pipes aren't busting and a lot of people don't realize how much there is going on in the community of Fort Knox. So today tell us a little, before I go into all of that, tell everybody who you are and a little bit about your background.
All right. I'm Manushka Angoy. I'm a lieutenant colonel in the U.S. Army. My MOS, or job duty title, is an Army nurse, but I have the wonderful opportunity of working with the Garrison Command Team as executive officer. So I handle a lot of the behind-the-scenes, day-to-day administration stuff that takes place in the office, basically.
Yeah.
Supporting the garrison commander, the garrison sergeant major, and the deputy.
It's almost like being the chief of staff, right?
A little bit.
No, I know it's tough because you got so many moving parts too that it all kind of comes to you and then it gets to the boss, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, coming in from a nurse perspective and having that duty and then switching over to, because they move officers around. I don't think a lot of people realize.
Oh, yeah.
I may have came here to be a nurse, but I'm going to go and have to do these leadership tasks and other things along the way. So this is probably a developmental thing as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bonding assignment, and it's a wonderful one. A lot of similarities to how we run inpatient care in the hospital or outpatient care in the clinic. So I'm always grateful for the experience.
What was some of your best Army experiences related to nursing?
I was a labor and delivery nurse in Vicenza, Italy, at a small birthing center.
Oh, wow.
It had to be the most amazing, once-in-a-lifetime experiences.
Wow. So I'm a fan of Italy and Rome and all of that stuff.
Same.
So I bet I could talk about those things all day long, but that's not what we're here for. And I don't want to distract you from all the time that you get today, but I know that the weather, right? So I would assume that if somebody broke something on Fort Knox, you would probably know about it. Is that true?
Absolutely.
So how do you wrangle in all of these partners on Fort Knox and staffs to support the installation operations, especially during wintertime? I mean, you guys did a pretty good job keeping the roads cleared and stuff. You want to walk us through some of that?
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
So first and foremost, we try to stay ahead of the game.
Sure.
So when inclement weather is approaching, and as soon as we know about it, what a lot of people don't know is that Fort Knox has its own weather team.
I know.
Yep, we have our own weather team.
I would love to put the weather from the weather team in the newspaper on a weekly. We would love that because that tower is like right there. Yeah.
Yeah, so we have our own weather team at the Fort Knox airfield, and they alert us immediately to incoming inclement weather. So we get together a crisis action team, and that crisis action team consists of a lot of garrison directorates that come together to try to brainstorm and get ahead of whatever is coming our way.
When you say directorate, what do you mean specifically? Like some of the different organizations on post, like you have a road department?
Kind of, yeah.
And you have water and maintenance and stuff?
Exactly.
Okay.
Our Directorate of Public Works handles all of our infrastructure, buildings, roads.
Okay.
And then we have folks that work in IT that will help us to handle getting all the information that we need to get out. So all these teams on Fort Knox come together to kind of make it happen in our crisis action.
I got you. So you guys had as much ice as we did, right?
Yes.
So when a power issue happens, because power is supplied from outside of the installation, comes to installation, do they come on post, barrel blazing to get the power lines back up? But hopefully y'all didn't have any of those problems this winter episode.
Now, to be honest, I don't know if power was actually lost on post or not, but yes, we do have a team that's part of the crisis action team that is ready to tackle any power issue that we have. So if power is lost, that's one of the main priorities, to get that back up and running as soon as possible.
Very cool. I know we had Meade County RECC on earlier this week, Todd Blackburn, and we were talking about just the weight that ice puts on a power line, and then the safety that goes into that, and all of that. As much as the pre-preparedness goes into being ready for whatever happens, you really don't, God only knows how bad you're going to get it until you get it, right? So when it did finally fall, how did you guys fare during the last storm?
I think we did pretty well. Our team, because of our crisis action team and us trying to stay ahead of the game, we tried to predict a lot of what's going to happen. So before the storm actually hit, Fort Knox had a lot of things in place. We had already discussed, and I'll give you
pre-treat.
Pre-treating the roads, making sure equipment was ready to go, gathering all the information we possibly could to think of contingency actions to put in place when we needed to. So we really, really tried to take a proactive feat at tackling the latest storm we just had, and I think we fared very well.
Well, I would probably say a lot of folks were not. Were probably excited that they got to work from home if they weren't usual teleworkers, because I think y'all had some of those messages going out, if you can telework, great, but, and I know I used to be on the list where you were, was required to come in. So you have those people that still have to come in, even if the road conditions are bad, because the job requires it.
Yes, we do. So we have weather essential or mission essential personnel, and those folks, no matter what the weather is, we want to get them in as safely as possible so that they can conduct mission essential tasks that they need to. So yes. That's
good. So we have pending weather coming forward. I would assume y'all are doing the same scramble plan?
Exact same.
Okay. Will there be any closures that we need to know about for gates if that inclement weather plan comes into effect?
Yep. So the beauty about the crisis action team and how the Garrison team works with the senior commanders and DOD schools on post is we try to get that information out, information about gate closures, early releases, or if mission essential folks need to come in, we try to get that out as soon as the decision is made, and we try to get it out over several platforms as early as we can.
So, everybody is like, they want the information. I want it now, and I want it now. I mean, you guys do a pretty decent job of trying to inform as soon as you can, but you're also considerate of the taxpayer dollars and the monies that go into all the workforce and everything else. When do you how do you know when to make that call so that people aren't waiting around to find out if they go in or they don't go in, and how does that work out?
So 24-hour advance notice is the goal. Well, as soon as we can get that information out, we can, but 24 hours is the goal. So a day before any closure or 2-hour delay, closure of schools, closure of posts, we try to get that information out at least 24 hours in advance based on the decision that we're getting back from the weather team and the crisis action team. So
interesting. I know one of those days we were delayed starts or it was a closure, and the commissary and the PX were still active. Because you got people that live there, and they, if I need food or milk or cheese and all that other stuff, and they were able to stay open. Is that always a consistent thing, or has the commissary or the PX ever shut down in the middle of a closure before?
So they have shut down before. It again, all depends on the safety and location that was impacted the most by the weather. But if the Garrison commander and the senior commander deem that it's safer for folks to stay home, then those type of organizations will have to close, unfortunately.
Yeah. So I only say that because I know a lot of retirees come on post and they want to use the commissary. Well, I wonder if the commissary is still open today. And they don't want you out on the road doing that. That's for the folks that are living on post. so that they can, if I need to go get milk, I'm out of milk, I'm going to take the 2-mile treacherous drive to the commissary. They do not want you taking the 15-mile drive from off post to come on post and create a problem for them on post.
Absolutely not. And the beauty of closures and 2-hour delays really is for the recovery team to clear the roadways and plow the snow away, and then put salt down for ice so that it's safer for us to travel to and from Fort Knox.
Right. So what is the reaction time? Like, you get a call and somebody's got a busted line or a water main bus on Fort Knox or something. What is your turnaround time for getting these teams to respond? Is it pretty fast?
Well, we want them to respond as soon as they can.
Yeah.
Depending on how emergent that problem is. But housing is involved, and again, the Directorate of Public Works is involved. Our DPTMS team is involved. So a lot of factors play into it, but we want the response to be as soon as possible.
I gotcha. I'm going to throw this in. So we have a new RV park on Fort Knox for those folks that are full-timers. I did 40 below in Minnesota in an RV. So I know those guys are probably learning some new tricks right now on Fort Knox of how to stay warm. And y'all should have a propane station on Fort Knox so help keep their propane tanks full, because they're burning through it right now. I could only imagine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean. I'm not an expert on that, so I would have to defer.
No, you're defer. It's okay. But I'm a winter expert with 40 below in Minnesota, I can tell you. Tell us a little bit about the installation alert electronic notification system.
Okay, so we have an electronic notification system, which is how we send direct messages to our workforce, and we use phone, email, and text. On top of that, we have social media outlets that we frequently go to, and we use our public affairs team to get information from Fort Knox out to outside media outlets like yourself.
Now, do families on post get that access to get those notices for on post?
Oh, absolutely.
Well? Okay.
Absolutely.
And then if it is on a mass scale, I don't think you can ever make anybody happy. But when these things happen, but I would assume that y'all have got metrics in place or systems in place to deal with almost every problem. If there was a customer alert note, is there like a phone line I would call, not just to complain, but also to make you aware that there's a power line down or something like that?
So Fort Knox we have a Fort Knox communication line that anybody on post or off post can call to get information from. But we really try our best to tackle those situations again as soon as we possibly can.
Well,
but there are many outlets for people to come and give us feedback on what we did.
Well, I know ICE, that was always the top one, and everybody's a keyboard warrior in social media space. It only takes 8 seconds to throw out something negative, right? But it takes a long time to talk about something positive. So I think you guys are doing a great job. Obviously, it's not the time to get cool MWR stuff going on, but you do have the regular stuff that MWR does, and it's still a great place to hang out. Do y'all have karaoke night back on Right Arm Night yet, or what?
We do.
Oh,
karaoke night starts again this month, actually.
There you go. I heard something about that, so I'm sure MWR is ready to get the gears turned up again for a lot of summer activities, and I look forward to getting you guys back on. But anything else that you want to talk about on behalf of Fort Knox today, ma'am?
No, I don't have anything else.
That's it? That's all you got for me? All right, well, I'll take it. And I'll share it, and we'll get it out to everybody out there. I just want to say from our perspective here at Fort Knox, we're super glad to have you and at the Messenger. Anything we can do to help get the news out. We do have a lot of folks that live in Meade County that actually work on Fort Knox and or wearing the uniform and working on Fort Knox. So between those, we hope we can get the word out to everybody. I just want to say thanks, everybody, for being on the show and joining and tuning in to us. I am skipping around on my background stuff so I can get us back out of here. It's fun to be the producer and the talk show guy at the same time. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. And Colonel Angoy, keep up the great work with your career, and thanks for what you do. I'm sure Vicenza, Italy is not the only excitement you're going to ever get in your future. It looks like you got a bright one. Thanks for participating with us today.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Pleasure.